I'm Ashley, and you are listening to Ham Radio, a Stranger Things podcast.
It's a ham radio.
The Cadillac of ham radio.
And welcome everyone to another episode of the Ham Radio podcast. Today I'm honored to be joined by some more guests. This time I have the lovely Zac and Devon from the Hawkins Hellfire Collective Podcast. Zac, Devon, how are we doing today?
Pretty good. How about
Yeah,
yourself?
good.
I'm great. I'm doing even better now that I've been able to sit down and have a chat with you guys. And Zac, a little birdie told me that you have something very special that you are celebrating today, as of this recording.
Yeah, it is my birthday. I am 37.
Wow, 37.
Mm-hmm.
You do not look 37.
I get that a lot. If I didn't have a beard, people would think I was a fetus.
Yeah.
Hey, people still think I'm like 16. Like I go to get an oil change and ladies ask me, "Are you going to prom?" Like, well, I did over 10 years ago. But happy birthday, Zac.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you guys were on the Ham Radio podcast a couple of years ago. Do you recall that?
Yeah, definitely. We had fun.
When we first started. When we were just starting. I mean, we're still a little podcast, but
Yeah,
when we were just
the
starting
hiatus.
out. Yeah.
Before the unintentional hiatus.
Yeah, which speaking of which, were you guys in like podcast jail or what was that?
We kind of just forgot to pay the bill with the people hosting our podcast.
No, so we were part of that like Buzzsprout, and it like puts your podcast on like all the different platforms, and the card that we were using, we got a new one and never updated the website, so they were just like, okay, well, we're just gonna get rid of you on all the platforms.
Delete the podcast, delete all the episodes, all of your descriptions, all of it. So we actually, when season 5 was getting closer, we figured, okay, we're going to make sure that we get back to this, but we're going to move it over to YouTube because that was the easiest way to just get everything uploaded because I still had copies of all the raw files. And I was just like, all right, look, we have a project. There's like 50 of these. I'm going to throw them all on YouTube with a background image. And honey, you're going to like write all the description.
Well, I'm certainly glad to have you back, as you have both proclaimed me your only listener podcast. No, seriously, I am glad that you guys are back on the podcasting scene because last year I had randomly got this thought in like the middle of the night about something that I know that you guys had said on your show. And I wanted to go back and listen to it. It was an episode you were talking about during like season 1. And I went and because I had followed your show on Spotify, and I went and I couldn't find it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And so I, typing in and nothing showed up. And so I went to Apple, nothing showed up. And so I went to all the places that I knew, and I was like, this is so weird. They're not coming up. And so I was like scrambling, texting Jasmine, my co-host at the time. And I was like, Jasmine, something is terribly wrong. I can't find the Hawkins Hellfire Collective podcast anywhere. And she's like, did something happen? I was like, I really hope not, because this is terrible that like they're not out there anymore. And I was like, I wanted to listen to that episode again. What am I going to do? And so I thought about, well, they're on Instagram, but I was like, I don't know if they're still active on Instagram, so I didn't like want to DM you and it'd be like, oh my gosh, something terrible has happened to them. And then flash forward a year and I see this is like a random Tuesday or something, and I see you guys have posted in your story and the link to your YouTube channel, and I was like, they're back. I was like, this is great.
How crazy is it that Instagram like keeps you in touch with the people you're following better than YouTube?
Yes. It's I tried to be a YouTuber once upon a time, and it's very hard. Like you really it's like of all the stuff that's out there.
Yeah. I got very lucky hitting in a niche with my personal channel. And like even that, like I'm still making content every week for it, and it's just dried up completely because the algorithm does not put you in front of the people who are subscribed to you anymore.
Yeah.
It's just not, it doesn't operate that way now.
It's kind of like Facebook. It's like all over the place. It's very hard to find stuff, even if like you're subscribing. That's why I hit the notification bell. So I get a notification every Friday when the Hawkins Hellfire Collective has a new episode.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be like a really cool, segue, since you've already been on the podcast, to do a little icebreaker question for you guys. So you've just defeated an ancient evil entity and an evil telepathic psychic wizard man, who live in an alternate dimension. And on top of that, you've destroyed a wormhole that was connecting that world with yours. What is the first thing that you're doing when you get home from having done all of that?
Well, I won't be sacrificing myself to the wormhole. I think the first thing I do, the fun answer, not the realistic answer, which is go hug Evie. But the fun answer is I go to a card shop and buy just an obscene amount of magic cards, being happy that I lived.
I'm going to Taco Bell.
That's a good one.
It may like the question, it makes me think of like the end of the first Avengers where
the shawarma.
Iron Man's like, I saw a shawarma shop. Like, let's go get some shawarma. Like, you've done this like huge thing. What's the first thing you want to do? I'm gonna get some Taco Bell. Like, I'm just gonna have some nice comfort food and just like take it in because I didn't know that I was gonna have this ever again. So now I'm gonna have it and I'm gonna enjoy every second.
I mean, if that's the route we're going, I just want a big bowl of pasta. Yeah.
No, I hear you. Like I have to go with Devon on this one. I'm either like gonna, depending on what time of day it is, I'm taking a nap. And if it falls between a Monday and a Saturday, I'm probably going to Chick-fil-A. But if Sunday, it's like probably, yes, the Taco Bell or the Waffle House.
Yeah.
That's what you do when you're a champion. Okay.
Right.
I feel like if you go to the Waffle House, you might run into another evil wizard, but that's beside the point.
you just might, those cooks, so how did they cook it so fast? But if my significant other or one of my best friends, I just witnessed them sacrifice themselves to the wormhole, I probably would go home and cry. I would not want to eat.
No.
Might drink a little. Maybe
yeah.
Beer. I might need a beer.
Pour one out for the one we lost.
This one's for you.
Yep.
With wine bottles.
Yeah.
This new Coke is for you.
So speaking of season 5, in terms of like your expectations going into season 5, did you have like high expectations or low expectations or like somewhere in between?
I think we went through a cycle. I think we started with very high
Yeah.
expectations. And then we learned more about the stage show.
Well, that wasn't until we actually started watching season 5. Like,
That's true. That's true.
I think before season 5 even started, we were like, this is going to be like the most epic thing. Because
Yeah.
coming off of season 4 was so big. And then, like, I know they had the writer's strike and everything, but they did have a lot of time to work on season 5, and everything that they were putting out, like the marketing for it was like, this was going to be this big epic thing. So I think we were like up here in our thinking of how it was going to be. Like, this is the final season.
And
this
like,
is the conclusion.
And like, yes, there was the writer's strike, but the lead writers of the show are the creators of the show. So you can't tell me that during the writer's strike they weren't sitting around talking to each other and still planning. So, yeah, expectations I think were very high. We really expected payoffs to every major plot point.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's like we were expecting one thing and we're given another.
Oh no, hon,
I lost my headphone. But yeah, we were expecting one thing and we're given another. So it was like, you know.
We know you really love pizza. Here's a Lunchable.
Right.
Yeah, this is still good. But like, come on, this isn't what we wanted. And I don't think it's unfair to feel that way.
No.
So yeah, to answer the question, high expectations going in, that got lowered after we realized what was going on in terms of them changing the canon, but we were still in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can honestly say we enjoyed season 5.
Yeah,
up
like,
to that.
I feel like we talk about this a lot whenever we talk about season 5. Like, we didn't hate it.
No.
We don't hate it. We were just expecting something else. And there's a lot of good in season 5, and we point out the good, the things that we like from season 5. But we also, you know, we see what wasn't good, and, you know, and
we're not going to
ignore it.
Absolutely. That's a lot of how I felt going into it as well. I think my high expectations, though, were more so about how I really wanted the Duffer Brothers and Stranger Things to prove the doubters wrong when it came to the final season, because, you know, the big comparison is, you know, Game of Thrones and all that. And I was like, but this is Stranger Things, you know, they'll get it done because, you know, I mean, how could they not? Look what they've accomplished in 4 seasons. I mean, to me, it felt like one of the easiest things to do, which, I mean, I know a final season is hard, but I mean, they had it cut out for them. And like you guys, I don't know why they ended up doing what they did, which was, in my opinion, kind of unnecessary. You know, I didn't hate season 5. Did I like it? Not really. But I'm going to rewatch it because, like you said, there are good moments and good things that happen in season 5 and that I really enjoyed. But I mean, I definitely will say that, like, because the marketing was kind of weird for season 5 already. But then, like, we got that teaser trailer in July, and I was like, oh my gosh, you know, this looks really cool. And then when the official trailer dropped in October, I was like, oh, this trailer looks kind of bleak. Like, I kind of got worried that, based on the trailer, what at least volume 1 was going to be like, but I was like, it's the final season. They're just trying to save it as much as humanly possible. Nothing to really worry about. But no, I think that official trailer was an accurate depiction.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Very much was.
For what season 5 ultimately was.
Mm-hmm.
Season 4 set up so many really strong possibilities for what they could have done in season 5. I think one of the worst things they did was roll back the ending to season 4, because season 4 ends on an incredible shot of our main cast and even some of our less important characters standing out in a field that is dying because the upside down is seeping through. And I remember the first time we watched season 4 coming out of that thinking, wow, they could go some really crazy places with season 5.
Yeah.
And then there was those rumors of the time skip, which ended up being true, and we were so sure that there was going to be something more, that it wasn't just going to be, we're going to stay in Hawkins. Like maybe the beginning is going to be in Hawkins, but like it's going to expand. The world is going to expand, because how can it not? Like Vecna won, technically. He did what he set out to do. What does that mean going forward? And instead of doing any of the deeply interesting and cool things they could have done with that, we're going to have the military come in and throw some metal over them. We're going to throw some metal band-aids on them wormholes to another dimension. Like, guys, what did you do? Like, that can't have been the plan. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that can't have been what they were thinking when they finished writing season 4. So what happened to make them decide that they were going to just take the ending of season 4 and say, forget all that. We're not doing it. We're doing something else.
Yeah, so with that being said, like, if you could use like one word or even a phrase to describe how season 5 felt to you, what would you use to describe it?
Squandered potential.
Yeah.
They squandered it. Soiled it.
Soiled it.
Soiled it.
It just, I wanted so much more. And it was just like not to be use like the kid lingo, but it was mid. To quote my brother.
Was mid.
It was mid.
It was mid.
Yeah, I may say it was mid, and the waste of potential, but for my word, I had to say it felt very disconnected.
Yeah, definitely.
From all the other seasons. I mean, some parts kind of brought it around in full circle. But the Duffers kept saying all off season for the past 3 years. It's gonna bring everything full circle, and by the end of it, I was like, where did that happen? Because I mean, I guess other than like the upside down being revealed of what it truly was, like it didn't really bring anything like really full circle, and this feels like I'm watching a totally different season or a new show. I mean, it did not feel like a part 2 of season 4, which the Duffers themselves said that was what it's supposed to be. In that, with the interview with Collider, they had said they outlined it at the same time they wrote season 4, and like that outline must have gotten scrapped, because this does not feel like they were written at the same time.
No, it does. It feels like a different show.
And I know I brought this up already, but I very much think it's because they did the show, the stage play. Yeah. I think that that whatever original outline that they had was scrapped the second they decided to write their stage play and make it canon. I don't want to go too far into that yet, but like I do want to come back to something you said about how they said it was supposed to have everything come full circle. I do see two places in the show where they did come full circle. One of them was done well, and one of them was done terribly. Will. I think they handled Will really well.
Yeah. Well, he was one of the things that we really liked about this
Right.
season, what happened with him.
Like when you talk about how Will came full circle from seasons 1 to 5 and showing how he kind of came into himself as a person and discovered his power and used it. Like really stepped out as a hero towards the end of the show, which again squandered potential because they should have used him way more in that final episode, but not the point right now. And then you have 11, which you can absolutely argue that her story came full circle because it came all the way back to, you know, how she was originally created and the people wanting to like abuse the creation of these kids. But it was handled terribly because they went the I have to disappear forever route.
Yeah.
Which is completely antithetical to her entire story. Like it's taking everything that built up about that character from season 1 through 4 and saying, okay, none of that really matters. She has to go away now.
Yeah. Every time I see something about 11, like even when we were rewatching recently so that we could do like all of our deep dives, like everything with her, I was just getting more and more angry because of how it ended. It's just not fair.
Like I'm trying to stay.
I know.
I'm trying to stay on track because we could go.
We go off. So
we could digress.
Oh, I totally understand. I do that a lot myself because I think another word I would use, it would be frustrating. I mean, this season it was frustrating because a lot of those things, especially like, you know, what they did with 11. And even though, yes, they brought her arc full circle, but to me, a little bit better full circle would have been to, you know, have her, you know, still with us and living as a normal person, which she has proven that she can do.
Yeah. Even if that involved leaving Hawkins, like, there was no reason she had to do it on her own.
Yeah.
Vicky.
Sorry, our dog's whining in the other room.
It's okay. My cat's over here sleeping. You'll probably hear him snoring soon. But no, like the other day, like I got this random thought of like, you know, would have been such a beautiful thing to see in the epilogue would have been to see 11 packing up her stuff at the cabin and saying her goodbyes to Hopper, Mike, and to her friends, and saying, you know, I want to take some time to go and see the world, which I did not, you know, for 12 years of my life did not get to see. And for the past 4 years, though I have lived life, I haven't really lived it to the fullest because I couldn't. And, you know, I mean, Hopper, I mean, even if Owens is not alive, like Hopper has plenty of connections. Him and Murray could have helped her, you know,
absolutely.
On that.
Murray for sure.
Yeah. And
like, as far as we know, Owens is alive. They just they disappeared Owens. Like, he just doesn't come back in season 5.
Yeah.
Like the last time we saw him, he was like in the bunker and screaming at the military, and then he's just gone.
And he's gone.
Did they not even mention him at all?
No, he doesn't even come on.
Nope.
Like,
major character for 3 seasons.
I mean, and he was so important to season 4 and the stuff that I felt like was going to set up season 5. Yeah. And then, we got Colonel Sullivan back. Yay.
Yeah,
right.
I like your idea about, you know, 11.
I was just going to say that
choosing to go see the world.
Yeah,
and like even if we have Mike stay back and like finish school and everything, like it's
like their endings still saying what they were, because I was fine with their endings, and her, like you said, like going off and seeing the world. That's totally fine because that's her taking control of the life that she that she built up and that she wants for herself, which I feel like for so long was not something that she she didn't have that.
It's like she didn't have to fake her death and hide from the military. First off, the fact that the military just let them walk away is ludicrous.
Crazy.
There's no incentive for them to do that.
No.
None. And then like, okay, so did you see the scrapped? Somebody online was watching the behind the scenes thing they put out, the documentary, and found on one of the whiteboards behind the Duffers like outlines of the ending to the series, and apparently it was originally planned for Hopper to know that 11 was alive, that he was part of how she escaped, and they just didn't do that. Even though they wrote it.
Yeah,
it's
been
on their
okay
wall.
With that too.
Again, like showing some kind of agency, as well as like there's no reason for this person to disappear on her own.
Yeah.
There's none. It's bad. And like I think that's what I was getting at with Full Circle. Like Will, good full circle. 11, terrible full circle. Bad writing. From a show that's had lots of great writing.
Yeah, and she's just, it's like the series, especially from season 2, has just been building and building and building towards 11. And then final season, it's like she stays they put her on the bench all game. And then
so that Hopper can
overtime,
have another suicide attempt for no reason.
Yeah. It's like we get into overtime and it's like, oh, she suddenly matters. Like, okay.
All right.
We could have been living Mad Max style road trip across the USA with 11 taking down monsters from the upside down outside of Steve's Winnebago. But instead, this is where we landed.
This is it.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, it truly is head scratching. I mean, there's just, it's like, you had a gold mine here and you just wasted it.
Yeah.
The best parts of season 5 are the cast that we love working off of each other.
Yeah.
They carry it. They are the reason to finish the series, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and also I think too, like the military didn't end up doing what Kali had told 11 that they were going to do. I mean, they did not kill her friends. They didn't even arrest them. I mean, I guess they just let them go.
That is a really good point.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't believe I
it's like, okay, let's say that Mike's theory is true. Like 11 couldn't have, bothered to have waited around like a few seconds just to see how it was going to go before she made rash decisions, because she would have probably seen, well, they're not doing what Kali had threatened that they would. Was she lying to me?
Right. Probably.
I feel like the bigger issue here, and this is something I said on our second watch of the show, why in God's name did they go back through the gate? It doesn't make any sense.
There's the gate that they go into.
Yeah, there's open gates all across the Upside Down. Like, they even opened one themselves near Hawkins' lab. They ripped up the plating and they went through the gate there. There was no reason whatsoever for them to go back through the military gate.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go back to the Maxi. It's the dumbest thing they could have possibly done. And for some reason, everybody treats it as like, this is going to be fine. Nancy just murked like 12 people on their way in. Surely they can just drive out. What the hell? How did any of them think that was going to go?
Yeah. They know there's backup.
Well, I think maybe what they thought was the military, they're going to follow us. I think maybe that's what they thought.
Maybe.
But at the same time, maybe they thought that it wouldn't matter. Because, really, outside of Eleven and Collie, at that point when they rode in, like, none of these people knew the pact that they made, Eleven and Collie.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know that, that was going to happen. But yeah, I don't know. I also just don't know why Dr. K and her men just stood there. I mean, I guess they figured, oh, well, they'll come back. But at the same time, at that point, when they saw that at the end of episode 7, when they saw him driving in, it was before they had ransacked the radio shack or the radio station. So they did not know their plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, well, how did they know they were going to come out? So, like, why didn't the military just follow?
Well,
I mean, it was weird.
That too, like, if they don't, it would still make sense, even if they followed them in, that there would be military personnel at the MAC-Z. Like, no matter how you slice this, there's no world where they were going to drive back through the MAC-Z and not deal with guns in their faces.
Yeah.
Like,
because it's a heavily guarded.
And they're all just like, everything's fine. We did it. We're good. Let's go back through the military zone when we don't have to do that.
Right.
And like, they were even timing themselves because they had the bomb ready to go. So why wouldn't they want to get out of the Upside Down as quickly as possible? Just go through a gate.
Right.
There's a gate right under you. There's one right there.
And yeah. If you think about it, they had When Doves Cry, okay, the A side, and then Purple Rain, the B side. They literally only had about 10 minutes to accomplish all of this. Mm-hmm. Because when it flipped to, Purple Rain and then went off, then the bomb went off. And so...
Yep.
The timing was impeccable. I will give them that.
But it didn't have to be. That's what I don't understand. That's like, yeah. Sorry. I know it's a TV show is going to be a TV show. But like, these people are supposed to be so smart. They're supposed to be so smart. And like, this is simple logic.
He's been so upset about this since we rewatched it again.
It's dumb.
It's maddening to you.
Well, because we talked about this. It was even like, okay, well, maybe they needed the van to get the kids out. Mm-hmm. No, they didn't. They had tunnels all throughout the place. They could have just gone through the tunnels again from Hawkins' lab back to.
I don't know.
You establish all of this lore and all of these different ways of getting from place to place throughout Hawkins to keep 11 safe.
Mm-hmm.
And not a single person thinks that we should use those same methods to escape an imploding multiverse.
Yeah. I understand.
I'm going to stop.
Well, Zach, would you like to go to something more positive and talk about Collie and her return in season 5? Would that make it better?
You know what?
It might.
You know what? I actually, I don't hate what they did with Collie. I think that Collie was a character that was written poorly originally.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
They saw that everyone hated her. And one of two things happened. Either they completely misunderstood why people didn't like her, which, I mean, let's be real, that is a very solid possibility. We'd like to think it's not, but it very much is. Or they were like, okay, people already don't like her. We're going to make sure they never like her. We're going to make her essentially a villain in all but name. I don't know. The Collie in general didn't bug me very much, actually. It annoyed me that she was somehow able to shake Eleven's resolve on being with the family that she made.
That.
The purpose she served in season 5, I did not have an issue with.
Yeah, her coming back, I don't think it bothered us as much
Bothered
as
you.
It did bother. But like I had a feeling that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Just because, this is how we're gonna take down number 1. We need to have, number 8 with us. But like, I agree with you. How they used her was not. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
No. She irritates me a lot. And she did in season 2, and she did in season 5. Yeah. I mean, I can't really say anymore because you've said it.
Where did you fall with Kali?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised to see them actually bring her back. Like, at the end of episode 4, I mean, at first I didn't even know who it was. It wasn't until, they showed the flashback, and I was like, oh my gosh. And my first initial reaction was like, oh, we're really doing this. But I was like, you know what? Between the volumes, I was like, I'm willing to give this a chance because of the setting that it's happening here and with Dr. K's lab, because I thought we're going to get more on Dr. K and we're going to learn more about this stuff, which, I mean, we did, but it did not end up turning out to be as interesting as I thought it was going to, when I first, watched volume 1. But yeah, I mean, I was totally surprised that they brought her back. But I just don't find her as an interesting character. And I think of a lot of it is because of how they've written her. I mean, the Duffer Brothers said in a Time magazine interview that, this was like after volume 1 came out, and they said, we chose to bring her back because there was so much more left we wanted to explore with her, or something like that. And then when I reflect on season 5 and Kali's role in it, I'm like, well, you didn't really explore her backstory. I mean, I don't feel like we learned anything more or different about her as a character or as a person than we did in season 2 when she was first introduced. I mean,
they couldn't go into her backstory because if they did, they'd break their own canon.
Yeah.
Because when Kali was written, they hadn't figured out yet that all of the kids were psychic. Like, that was back when they were still doing comic books that they were saying were canon.
And the comic book,
there's 2.
There's 2, and all of the kids that are part of, Brenner's thing, they all had different powers at the time that they introduced Kali. And then,
like, originally they were set up, like, there was one who,
somebody had, was with...
somebody had fire.
Yeah.
Another person, it was basically like Rumor from Umbrella Academy. If he told you to do something, you did it. So back when Kali was written, the Duffers were still playing with the idea that all of these different kids in this Stranger Things universe had different powers. And I think that's why they tried to backdoor Kali into the show in the first place, so that they could explore a wider world outside of just what they were doing with Eleven and the gang. But when that kind of failed with Kali, and when they decided they were going to have this larger narrative that went back to 11 being a kid, they realized, oh, well, if our big bad is Vecna, Henry's one, and he's got the same power as 11, we're going to have to go back and give all those kids the same powers. And for whatever reason, Kali is an outlier, and we're not going to talk about it. Because if we do talk about it, we're going to wreck our own canon. Which they already changed.
I was going to say they already did that.
Probably the only time they ever thought about whether or not they were screwing up their own canon. I did it again. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. This is a safe space, Zach. Okay.
doesn't mean I'm not going to apologize.
But yeah, like I've seen, places people post online and podcasts and things like that, who said like they wanted to force Collie on us so that we would like her. I don't really think
Bad
that's
job.
the case. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't really think
It-
that's the case.
It
I think
didn't work.
no, it did not. It actually angered people.
Yeah.
Surprise.
You know what would have made me like Collie in what they did this season, even if they like went through with all of their plan, if her getting shot was not real. If that was an illusion and she tricked Hopper so that she could do what she wanted to do, I would have liked her better.
Yeah.
Instead, they have her bleed out for upwards of an hour.
Yeah, which doesn't seem very realistic.
Yeah, I mean, like, if nothing else, like, obviously, we're not going to complain about realism in Stranger
No,
Things, but
no.
like, if
I'm just-
nothing else, the way people dying and being injured is taken pretty seriously on the show.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I would have been happier with how things ended with Collie if she really doubled down on like this is how I'm going to end the cycle, and it wasn't just like, oh, I'm dying, so I'm going to help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that just kind of plays into like the Duffers, for whatever reason, they want us to see how important this character is to this story.
Mhm.
And like she's not. I mean, if she was, you would have already brought her back, and there would be a lot of like, comics featuring her and spin-off stuff, and there's not, because she's not, there's nothing really to her, and you wrote her to be so unlikable. No one wants to see her, which is why I kind of felt like she was more of a plot device than anything in season 5, because
Absolutely.
like
Yeah,
I think
100%.
Yeah.
like I think of Brenner, people wanted to see Brenner come back. And yes, I know he did the whole Nina Project thing and helped Eleven get her powers back, but I mean, we learned about this guy before the events of season 1. I mean, we learned like more about his family life, his home life, who he is as a person. There was characterization there, and we did not get that with Collie at all in season.
Right.
No, you're absolutely right. Collie only existed in season 5 so that 11 would consider killing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That was Collie's reason for being there.
and that's why I hated it, because it's like, I mean, I think what's really frustrated me probably the most about Collie and then bringing her back was that like 11 3 years ago ran away from her because she saw this person is not a good person. I really don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be like this. I'm going back home. Bye. And then in season 5, in episode 5, when they're in the church in the Upside Down, and 11's going, I'm sorry I never looked for you. I'm like, why? Why are you sorry
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't make
about
any
not
sense.
looking for her? You didn't look for her because you didn't want to.
Right.
Because she's not a good person.
You wanted to get away from her.
But you know what? It's not the first inconsistency with their portrayal of 11 in the season. Like, her entire I'm pissed at Hopper thing, we did that already. We did that. We moved past it. They grew as characters and as people and as a father and daughter. But we had to revisit it again in season 5, because if we don't, we have no tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Let them not have tension.
Right. There was already so much built up
Right.
in what was going on.
It's an end of the world scenario.
Exactly. That is tension. If certain characters didn't have tension with each other, it was okay. You had enough tension with Dustin and Steve to go around for miles.
For real.
And that was one of the best parts about season 5.
Yes.
It felt organic, and something
Mhm.
like we hadn't really seen before, and it was refreshing. And like you get with Collie, I mean, trying to manipulate 11 because Kali can't live in a world where she is being the hunted instead of the hunter, which she was in season 2 by going around killing all the lab people. Because, 11, she has faced a lot worse than Kali has since she's been out of the lab. And that was not her choice, 11's choice. Everything that Kali, did in Chicago or wherever in the city, those are her choices, which ended up getting her friends killed. And I hate that for them. I do. But that doesn't mean that the same thing is going to happen to 11's friends because of their association with her. Because 11,
especially they've all survived all this together.
Yeah. And that's what I hated it. And I think the worst part was that 11 believed her, because even in the end, even if 11 did not die and she did escape, she still did what Kali forced her hand in and vanished. She still did what Kali said anyway. And I hated it.
No, absolutely.
What could have happened? She could have killed Dr. K, because that was a monster. Dr. K was a monster.
Yes.
And let's just keep living our lives from there.
Right.
If another person shows up and keeps trying to do Papa's work, which makes no sense. Can't be done. Literally can't be done. They get their powers from the Upside Down. They get their powers from Henry.
Right.
Who got his powers from the Mind Flayer. Henry is dead. The Mind Flayer is gone.
And they destroyed the Upside Down.
So, if we're going to get real technical about this, technically 11 shouldn't have powers anymore.
Yeah.
This is true.
But I digress. If 11 is the only person they could possibly use to recreate this project, because every other link to any other universe has been completely destroyed, good luck getting 11. She's got Hopper behind her, who is intimate knowledge of the military.
Yeah.
She's got Nancy, who is willing to murk anybody who gets close enough to... it's just so dumb. It's exactly what you're saying. 11 has this support network that would never fall prey to anybody else coming after her. It's absolutely ridiculous to think, for her to believe that the only reason everybody lives a safe life is if she goes away.
Yeah.
It's just dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also, for them to set up in seasons 2, 3, and 4 of 11 and wrestling with choice and making choices, and it's all been her finding her ability to make her own choices, and then season 5, your whole thing with her is you have someone else coming in here and manipulating her thoughts to make the choice that they want her to make. She did it.
She didn't kill herself because, come on. I honestly don't. I think anybody who believes she actually did kill herself just wasn't paying attention to the show. But, she didn't kill herself, but she still did the thing.
She did the thing. She was manipulated, and she, like you said, she spent all this time, wrestling with choices, making choices for herself as an individual to ultimately
choose to
sacrifice herself based on something that someone else said, not even of her own, her own thoughts, her own fruition. She listened to Kali and was like, okay, yeah, I should do that because that's what that makes sense.
I've put a whole 3 hours of thought into this, and it makes sense.
Yeah, and, for Kali to diss the waterfalls, I mean, come on.
Right?
That was and 11 still.
Such a nice thing.
You know what? It makes me wish they had the internet, because Mike could have been like, Google 3 waterfalls. Hey,
Yeah, right.
it exists.
This is where we're going.
Leave me alone.
Yeah,
You're
and-
wrong.
And like 11, she's such a powerful character. And in season 4, her standing up to Brenner was great.
Mhm.
And then we get to season 5 and we have Kali mocking what Mike is saying about, them having a better life and hope for the future, in the land of the waterfalls. And her going, Mike says waterfalls. And for 11 to just let her do that and not stand up for him, I mean, and say what you will about Mike, he has stood up for 11 in her
Constantly.
defense.
Yeah.
Constantly.
It's so funny that she's like, you're going to get Mike killed. The first thing 11 should have said was like, I'd be dead 3 times over if he didn't save me.
Save me.
Like, Mike has been consistently keeping me alive. I don't think I'm going to get him killed.
Yeah.
It plot device. You said it.
You said it best.
That's
Absolutely.
all she is in season 5, and it's a bummer.
Because I do think there was actually potential there. I mean, we could have been exploring some good stuff about the lab, more stuff about the lab. And now it's like, how are we even supposed to believe what she's saying or showing 11? Because first of all, Kali, how would she even know what 11's mom and a young Henry Krill looked like back then to project that for 11 and know all about that stuff? I mean, does
she reach into people's minds? Is that how her power works? She could probably do that. Maybe.
I don't know how her power works.
They don't
except
explain
that
it
it's just
enough.
projections.
Yeah. You're right.
But yeah, we don't know if they're projections based on stuff that like she's pulling from other people's minds or if they're just from her.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, it's hard to say. Or if it's like a kind of a power of suggestion thing.
Yeah.
Like she mentions her mom and 11 pictures her mom. You know what I mean? Maybe.
That's possible.
Maybe. I don't know. They didn't explain it, so we don't know.
So were there like questions from earlier seasons that you feel the show never properly addressed by the end in season 5?
I would have loved to actually find out where the monsters come from. Like, we get this kind of vague idea that they came from Dimension X, but because they go to Dimension X and there's no monsters, like, we never really find out anything about the Demogorgons, the Demobats, the Demodogs. Like,
no.
I would have loved to actually have gotten some information about them. Like,
what is their origin?
Yeah, I guess they just decided that wasn't important.
Well, because they weren't there in season 5.
No, they were worried that we were going to have fatigue. Demogorgon fatigue, yeah. We're going to get fatigued with the monster that got us involved in the show in the first place.
But you're right, that would have been cool to have like a little bit of an origin. Like how did they end up there? Are they just like,
are they native to that dimension?
Right.
And if they are, how does the hive mind work? Because like
they're all supposed to be connected to the mind flayer.
Right.
So
what happened?
How did that work? What did happen to Dart? Did Dart die?
They're vague about it.
Yeah.
They're vague about it. If it's possible for the monsters to be disconnected from the hive mind, isn't that something we should have explored?
I have something that I wanted answered. How did they this is from season 4?
Okay.
How did they get out of the Upside Down after all of how did they get out? Yeah. How did they get out? Eddie died. Dustin's broken. The 3 of them are at the Creel house. And then we have 3 days later and it's all sunshine and daisies and we're packing up stuff because we're going to donate it to the earthquake victims. But how did you get out? How did you get out? Because the string was cut. The string was cut that you can't flip your way out again. So what happened? Did it take you 3 days to get out? How did you get out?
Oh, but honey, it doesn't matter because it happened off camera.
You're gonna say that.
I'm just gonna throw their own words back at them.
But like that would have been, I would have, even if it was just like mentioned in passing, like,
oh yeah, it cut Jason in half, but I guess we were cool since it calmed down. Which,
like,
I mean, that would have been fair because like we see them go through one of those portals. For sure,
just some kind of something, some kind of clarity, and like, also, I wish we would have gotten more like something about Hopper and Joyce going to school with Henry.
Literally anything
about, because that was something that they established that in the play and made sure that like they let you know like the play is canon and it's going to have, you know, an impact on season 5, and it did, but like yeah, a little bit. But like it would have been nice if they mentioned knowing him at all. And no, not off camera. Like I wanted that in the show because they knew him. He was in the play that Joyce was
or give us
directing.
A reason why they don't remember
or
him.
A reason why they don't remember him. Like, is there something that happened that like
maybe like did
is
Vecna get
he
into
doing
their
it?
minds?
Right, like is Henry doing
leave nothing behind about me, which also would have explained why in the stage show all the crazy upside down stuff that happened in season 1, like the lights flickering and the worldly stuff. The stage show shows us that they experienced all that as teenagers.
Right, so that makes sense.
Like, Hopper thinks Joyce is crazy in season 1. Dude, when you were a teenager, you were literally standing next to her when the same thing happened.
Too.
So why don't you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, because the stage show should have never happened and it doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm fine with the stage show having happened as a separate entity from the actual show.
Sure.
The stage show shouldn't have had any bearing on what happened at the end of the show.
But it does because that's what they said.
Well, I know. I'm just saying like they should have been two separate things. So like even just a little bit of like a nod to Henry doing something or them knowing him.
Yeah.
That would have been
like I'd be the first to admit that we like if I thought we were nitpicking at this point, like
a
little bit, but like when you establish these things for your show that has such a rabid fan base that loves to dissect the show, like there's so many people who talk about Stranger Things constantly. Like we're not in a minority here on two podcasts talking about the show.
There's a ton of us,
right? So there's dozens. So like. No, we're not nitpicking at this information when you keep telling us it's important.
Mm-hmm.
It's not shut up and watch the show, just enjoy it for what it is. No, you keep telling us that these things are important and that they should hold weight. Why don't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely. There was no reason that they couldn't have given a name drop. Just something.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you said, Zach. I mean, the Duffer Brothers were the ones saying, you know, the play is so important, but you don't have to watch it. You don't have to see it.
No, don't
before
worry about
season
it. We're
5.
going to talk about it in season 5.
Yeah, but it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to season 5, and like it's almost like the play is almost non-existent in the season, except for one thing that happened in episode 8 with the briefcase.
Yeah, the thing with the briefcase and Max mentioning that all of the parents were in school together.
Yeah.
But,
and the
like,
flashback
that opens up a whole other can of worms.
Yeah. And so it's like, well, what was even the point? Not knocking the play. Like I absolutely will be watching it when it comes on Netflix in 2030. But
us too.
2030.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's no denying that that play was a big part of why season 5 was not as great, because they were like riding with their hands tied behind their backs because they had to keep it all consistent. Like, well, I mean, it hasn't stopped you before with all the like Suspicious Minds. I mean, that was a really good book. And what did you do? Like, you went and wrote season 4, and none of those characters, except for Dr. Brenner, are in season 4.
Yep.
So it was completely different, you know? So
Now we have this new cartoon coming out that's going to invalidate a bunch of comics that took place between seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And also add a new character that just, I guess, leaves at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. You'll never hear from
heard
me
again.
Right?
Goodbye forever. It's like I'm gonna date myself. It's Poochie on The Simpsons. I have to go. My planet needs me.
God.
I mean, the new character does look a lot like Holly, so.
Gotta wonder if that's intentional.
Probably.
Maybe it was an illusion by Colin.
We really wanted to have a punk character in the show. We just couldn't make it happen.
I do like her character design.
Totally.
Like, I don't understand the point.
No. Well,
But are we
we're
going to watch it? Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will be there. I will be
Yeah,
watching.
like, we'll be watching it. We'll
The
probably talk about
The
it.
question is, will we be watching it like this or like this?
Maybe both. I don't know.
Or end of season.
Right. We've been burned before.
I mean,
Man.
you know, as we speak here on the 26th of March in the year of our Lord 2026, there are people still on the internet and on YouTube that are still raining curses on season 5, 3 or 2 months after in postmortem. And so, I mean, I'm a little scared. It's just going to bring it out even more.
It
And
definitely is.
it's just, and I know that this show was greenlit years ago before any of us knew. But I mean, I think if you're only the real fans will show up and complain silently, I guess.
Yeah. Continuing these characters is a bad idea. Stranger Things was originally conceived of as an anthology series. I feel like if they want to keep Stranger Things going, that's what they should do.
Mm-hmm.
They write good sci-fi. They really do.
Yeah.
They just need to stop trying to make stories that intertwine with each other like this, because they can't keep it straight.
Yeah.
They cannot keep their story straight. And they kind of can't help but tell on themselves constantly, too. Like, we were talking yesterday about Lucas's line about how, nothing Vecna does is a coincidence. And, like, my rewatching season 5, I'm like, really, dude? Are you sure about that? Because rewatching the show, it sure does seem like a lot of this was not part of the plan. Anyway.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
I would love. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I would love to see a new show by the Duffer Brothers. I would love to see something else that they could do outside of Stranger Things.
There is, I think, isn't there a new show that's starting by them?
To Google.
I think. I don't remember what it's called. I've been seeing posts about it. It's another Netflix show.
Okay, so they didn't lose it like how the guys who did Game of Thrones lost their Marvel movie, right?
No, I don't remember what it's called, but I think they have something to do with it.
The Burrows.
No, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know.
That's produced by the Duffer Brothers.
It's not important.
But there you go. They're getting involved in an 8-episode sci-fi series. Do that. I would love to see them involved in more stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They can write sci-fi, just keep it to one season. And that's even, I loved Stranger Things throughout. I really did.
Yeah.
Issues with season 5, I love the show. These guys should stick to telling 1 to 2 season stories. It's what they can do in like a really well written, like tight narrative.
Mm-hmm. Concise.
Concise.
Yes.
Concise. Yes.
So, Zach, what would you say is your peak season of Stranger Things?
So I would have said 4. I felt that way like since finishing season 4. On our most recent rewatch, I'm kind of coming around on season 3, like in a pretty big way.
And
she's
a big season 3 fan.
I'm not gonna lie. For a while, season 3 was like the second lowest on the totem pole for me. But after season 5, I came to really appreciate season 3. I really did. So like I'm sitting at like season 3's up there for me now. It's like neck and neck for 3 and 4.
Season 3 is a really good season.
It is.
It's the most fun out of
It's
them.
the most Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Out of like all of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
What about you?
Oh, mine. Mine's 4. And not because of Eddie. I have to clarify that.
Yeah.
It's not because of Eddie. Season 4.
You're on camera. Do you want to bring in some stuff from the shrine?
No, it's okay. I already posted it on the Instagram. Season 4 was just such a big epic season that it was just, it was like every episode we were on the edge of our seats, and I love 4. So 4 sits at the top for me. 5 is at the bottom.
Same.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know. I don't know if I can put 5 at the bottom when thinking about 2.
No, after rewatching this most recent rewatch that we did, 2 is above 5.
We skipped the parts of 2 we didn't like.
There's one episode that we didn't like.
Yeah.
Callie. So we skipped that. If you take that out, it's a good season.
It's true. If you ignore that entire
If you ignore that episode, it's a good season.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And we said that because when we skipped it, everything
flowed better.
Flows. Everything consistently flows. You don't have this like weird random break and then you're back to the action. Like the action just flows straight through.
I really wonder if people would have hated Callie as much if we didn't dedicate an entire episode just to her. If they had interwoven that story with the rest of the characters, would Callie have annoyed us as much? Maybe not.
If you mean like if we didn't just focus on Chicago and like we went back to Hawkins in that episode, maybe.
Like if we didn't completely stop the momentum of the season to have this whole episode that lives outside of the main action that we cared about, would we have hated Callie as much?
I think we probably still would have disliked her, but it wouldn't have been as bad.
I don't think it would have come with like this vitriol that we all have for the character.
It would have been dislike. It would have been like, oh, I don't like that character, but it wouldn't be like, wow, I hate her. I don't want to see her ever again.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think if we like wove season 2 together a little better, would you have felt the same way about Callie?
I mean, I don't know, like with her personality and her character, and just, what I saw is what she's trying to do with 11. I don't know if I still would have liked Callie, but I definitely would have been more engaged with that storyline a lot more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think I just talked myself into you talked me into putting season 5 at the bottom for me.
4, 1, 3, 2, 5. That's my ranking.
4, 3, 1, 2, 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's yours? I gotta know. What's your Season ranking.
Mine is 31425.
Okay.
That's fair. That's
Fair.
totally fair.
Yep.
And
We all agree 2 and 5 from the bottom.
Yeah.
well, there it is because they're so much alike. I mean, how could you not? But no, like, I mean, it was really hard because I do like season 4, and there are a lot of issues in season 4. There really are. But it was just so well done that it's easier to ignore in
Yeah.
those issues than it was in season 5. Because like Devin said, like it was, I mean, it was cinematic. You know, our characters, like our kids were growing up, and so they could do a little bit more things with them, and it was more mature, and I really liked the tone of season 4. And I mean, it was just such a really good, strong penultimate season, and that's what I think what makes season 5 such a disappointment is because it was just so like, you know, you had such a great penultimate season, and then that's how you go out in your final season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had to go with season 3 because not just because it's my favorite season, but because it kind of takes all the best things about Stranger Things and it's all in one season, you know, and it's just a fun season. And if you really think about it, in the epilogue, it's very similar to the epilogue in season 5. I mean, yeah, you didn't get the scene in the basement, but you still had them giving Erica the D&D set, you know, passing along to the next generation. And Hopper's
right.
letter.
We've done this before.
Hopper's letter was so beautiful. I mean, I get choked up every time I think about it.
Yeah.
And yes, 11 and the Byers moved away, and you know, we didn't know where they moved to, but you know, they're all alive, and we can always, if they had ended the show with season 3, I feel like most of us would have been satisfied with the ending. I mean, yes, still stuff that still left open, but by the end of season 5, they still left a bunch of stuff open anyway.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I feel like, you know, season 3 is kind of, it was the most Stranger Things season. Stranger Things season, you know? And that's kind of where
thing.
This is the
Yeah.
strangest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you saying that, like the way season 3 did end, you could close a show on that season and it wouldn't be like that, it could end that way.
Yeah. If they confirmed Hopper died, I think that could have been the end of the show.
It could have worked as the end.
Yeah.
I forgot they gave Erica the stuff
They did.
at the end of season 3.
What might have been.
And yet we only get to see the character who, before season 5, had like maybe 5 lines in the entire series, play D&D with her friends, and not a character who was bumped up to part of the main cast in seasons 4 and 5, that being Erica.
Erica, yeah, no, I knew exactly who you're talking about. Why wasn't she DMing?
She should have been.
That game. She should have been.
Guess what? There was a whole comic about Erica DMing. There were 2 of them, and they were good.
We're so deep in the lore.
We are. You're absolutely right. You're both right. Erica should have been the one DMing their game.
Yep.
What the hell?
Because they already established her in season 3 and 4 as like the next generation with that. She should have been there. Should have been there.
But here's the thing. Vecna could have never taken Erica.
Well, no, I don't.
She'd have seen through her shit. She'd have seen through his shit second one.
I don't mean that. I know.
She
should have been participating. Yeah, Erica would be like, nah, dude, sorry. I'm good.
This is all fake. I've been to this house.
Right.
Just the facts.
Yeah.
Great character.
Shame we did not see her more on screen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially she had good chemistry with Mr. Clark too. It would have been good to see.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
Her and Mr. Clark, her favorite teacher, her favorite class, Mr. Clark.
Yep.
So like, despite all that we've been talking about in this episode, would you still recommend Stranger Things to people that haven't seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. I might warn them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, look, the conclusion is not going to leave you as satisfied as you want, but it's not Game of Thrones.
But it might. It might. There is a lot of people that didn't have any kind of issue with season 5. Legitimately.
I'm of the opinion that a lot of those people are people who grew up with the show. I feel like that's different than saying like, hey, you should watch Stranger Things.
We were already,
yeah,
like we didn't discover it in our teens. We were already in like
grown-ups.
mid-20s when we started watching it.
Very.
So was I, well, early
Yeah.
20s, but I was in college.
I mean, exactly. But like everything that I didn't like about season 5, I feel like there was more that I did like about it. So like I would absolutely still recommend it. It's one of my favorite shows. I would same with Zac. I would preface it a little bit like, look, the 5th season, it's not the best, but like watch it and form your own opinion. Like it's a good show overall. There's a reason why we've watched it more than once. There's a reason why we started a podcast about it. Like it's not it's a good show.
Yeah. And I'll still say the emotional payoff of the final scene. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Cry every time.
Agree. Yeah. Me too. I do get tears when I think about it because I absolutely agree with you guys. You're absolutely right. I definitely would recommend it. With a warning. But yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people like to hate on the series finale. I don't. I actually enjoyed the series finale and the epilogue, and that final scene, of Mike shutting the door in the basement. I mean, I could not, envision a better ending to the show. I mean, it's just so fitting, perfect ending for this show. And so, yeah, I mean, for me, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed by season 5, but I mean, it still hasn't changed my thoughts on the show. I still love the show. I'm still gonna rewatch it all the way through, because it's still one of my favorite shows, and it's got some good memories for sure.
Absolutely,
right? Yeah, for sure.
You know what would be fun? I'm just thinking of this now because I have it like right in front of us on the desk. We should see how many Stranger Things podcasters we can get together, and I could run the Stranger Things Welcome to Hellfire D&D.
He has the D&D game.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be a good time.
That would be fun.
Everybody can pick the character they want to be. It comes with all the, like, Erica's character, Lucas's character, Mike's and Dustin's.
Yeah. I have some contact info if you guys like it.
Should try to put it together.
Yeah. I think that would be fun. I know some of them that would really, really love to do that. That would be fun.
That would be pretty cool.
I'll wear my Hellfire shirt. I'll get a wig. Can draw Eddie's tattoos on my arms.
I mean, I have a battle vest. I did dress up as Eddie for Comic-Con, so
I might have a battle vest from my Chem concert.
It's true.
What, you like my Kim?
Oh, no
romance?
Oh, what? No.
Eddie would have loved My Chemical Romance.
We wear our likes on our sleeves. What can we say?
So we're wearing Philly shirts.
It's opening day today.
It is opening day.
So, any chance for an Eddie deep dive or a Collie deep dive?
So yes,
and no.
I don't want to give the order because, I have my guessing game. Yeah.
The rest of the characters.
We do have an Eddie deep dive in the works. A Callie deep dive. We talked about it. We decided not to do an episode just solely dedicated to her. We are talking about maybe doing an episode dedicated to like a bunch of like
the ancillary characters.
Yeah, like a little filler episode between like the big guys. And she would be a part of that one.
It's like you said, there's no characterization.
Right. So it's kind of like we started to watch her episode and we're like, I don't know what to there's nothing to write about her. So that was when we were like, okay, we'll skip it.
This is a deeply one-note character who they brought back in season 5, removed the one note, and used her as a plot device.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. There's nothing to write about.
Yeah, so no Callie deep dives. At least not an episode dedicated to her. We couldn't fill an hour.
No. We don't try to fill the hour. This just happens. It spews out.
Well, I mean, the guessing games that you do on Instagram are terrific. I know someone who has like guessed all of them correctly so far. Isn't that crazy?
I know, right?
Yeah, right.
Even
it's basically just you and my boss at work.
He doesn't comment anymore.
No, but he's still there. He's still checking it out.
I need to make them harder. The fact that I stumped you a little bit with this week's episode, I'm like, ooh, I gotta keep this up.
Yeah.
It really did. It really threw me off because I was like, I'm not getting this. But
this could be two different people.
Yes. So I know like you guys talked a little bit about it to begin with, but where can people find you on social media, and where, more importantly, can they listen to the Hellfire Club Collective?
So you can find the Hawkins Hellfire Collective on YouTube, and it's Hawkins Hellfire Collective. It's literally just the title of the podcast.
It's a long name.
Is what we are under. So, type that in. You'll find us. And then same with Instagram. It is Hawkins Hellfire Collective on Instagram. And that's where I post like all of the, the updates. I post the guessing games there. So I do like a guessing game on Monday because right now we're doing character deep dives. So I will throw some clues as to who we're talking about. And then on Thursday, I reveal it. And then I post the YouTube thumbnail on Fridays, because Friday at noon is when new episodes go up on our YouTube.
Yep.
So, but it's all just the title, Hawkins Hellfire Collective, and we're right there.
I think I also set up tags for like HHC, so if you put that in there, we should pop up.
Okay.
Yes, guys.
Just look for the newest post talking about characters.
Yes.
Yes, I mean, you always have cool thumbnails on those things too. For the character deep dives.
We started putting some effort into it with the characters.
Yeah.
Because like I was saying before it was like, all right, we have to take our entire backlog and just get it up there. It's like, okay, we're just going to use this one image across the board. Now we're like, okay, let's put a little effort behind this.
Yeah. We might start going into shorts, because I got the Stranger Things cookbook for my birthday. So I might start making like some videos of like some of the recipes there. So that could be something fun too. We're trying to,
nice.
use YouTube for our benefit.
Yeah. We're making two wildly different forms of content. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I do appreciate you guys stopping by the radio tower to broadcast from the AM radio. It's so much fun. I'm glad I got you guys on the show. And check out the Hawkins Hellfire Club Collective on YouTube. You will not be disappointed. It's always entertaining, and sometimes you have is it your brother, Devon?
Yeah,
on?
yeah, my
Yes,
brother.
he's also, he's
It was a
great.
good time.
And even though you can't see your faces on the YouTube, but I mean, it's always a fun part of my Friday is to listen to it, because I get to work from home on Fridays. So I'll usually go, and after I see that the episode is up, I'll go and listen to it on my lunch break, depending on what's going on. And so, yeah, I just love it. And again, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with me today about Stranger Things Season 5. You have anything else you'd like to say before we get you guys out of here?
Just thanks for having us.
Thank you for having
This is
us.
fun.
Yeah.
It's great to talk about this to like anybody else but each other.
Right.
I feel like we
talk to each
Yeah.
other, and then we talk to my brother. And like, I mean, we've talked a lot on Instagram. But it's nice to have somebody who kind of feels the same way about us. With everything that happened with season 5, it's refreshing to have like an actual conversation about it. So we appreciate you having us on. It was a really fun time.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very fun having you guys on. You're always a pleasure to listen to and a pleasure to talk to. I hope that we get to get you guys on again in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, I guess we can sign off. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, sharing the show, and leaving a rating and review. To keep up with the show, please follow us on Instagram at Ham Radio Media. This has been Ham Radio, a Stranger Things podcast. Over and out.